I really needed to replace my Sony XM3s, and since I had an upcoming trip to Japan, I felt like it was the perfect opportunity to do just that, and get better prices than here in Brazil. If y'all ever went to Akiba, you know there's this huge electronics shop called Yodobashi Camera right next to the Akihabara station. And what we want is on the 4th floor that says audio and visual. And I really like the store not only because it has a lot of variety, but also because you can actually test the headphones before you buy them. Just for fun, I even tried these crazy open ear headphones. It's really interesting because people can't really hear your music, like there's no sound leakage, and they look really futuristic. However, I was looking for something which is quite the opposite, right? I was looking for something with noise cancelling. I did test the latest XM6 and the noise cancellation is still really good. The newest Sony headphones are much more expensive than they were back when the XM3 released, making them outside of my budget range, you know? I was looking for something comfortable with great noise cancelling capabilities, and probably around like $200 to $350 or something like that. Online I saw a bunch of people recommending the Sennheiser Momentum 4. So I did test them out in store and I liked that they were comfortable, that the head strap on the top was fabric and on the bottom was silicone, which is great because over time synthetic leather tends to break down. But on that day, I was kind of in a rush, so I ended up getting them delivered via Amazon Japan. After that, I used them like in Japan for like a day. And the things that I appreciated at the store were still true, so they were very comfortable and all. However, there's just one physical button. And that's the button to turn the headphones on and off, set them to pairing mode and so on. And I really miss from the XM3s a dedicated button to be able to turn the noise cancellation on or off. The Sennheisers actually rely a lot on touch controls. Like the touch controls on the XM3s were fine. I actually liked skipping the songs and like turning the volume up or down and so on. However, like trying to turn the noise cancelling on or off through pinching on the ear cups was terrible, never worked. So I was really frustrated with that. So I ended up returning them. While I was still in Japan, that was a bit of a tricky thing to do. The ladies at the post office didn't really speak English and I didn't have a printer to print the return label. So it was a whole thing. If you've been following the channel for a while now, you probably know that I like Nothing's products. For example, this video is being recorded on the Nothing Phone 2. And after that frustrating experience, I remember that in the reviews that I watched for the Nothing headphone one, people really complimented it for the physical buttons. So I was pretty sure that I was going to enjoy it. The problem is the Nothing headphones aren't officially sold in Japan. Like you can get them in Amazon, but at that point in the trip I was almost coming back home. So the timeline was pretty tight, I couldn't get them delivered. So the solution was to try and get them from a secondhand store in Akihabara. And browsing Reddit, I saw someone recommend earphones, which is a secondhand shop specialized in headphones. And I got lucky because they only had one unit of the Nothing headphone one in stock. And it actually was cheaper than through Amazon because of the tax-free. And not only that, but secondhand goods in Japan are in great condition. So if you have the opportunity, I do recommend. This one was actually still in the box. Now let's talk a little bit about how I feel about the Nothing headphone one. Overall, I believe they are a great pair of headphones. Obviously, as I mentioned that I have the Nothing Phone 2. I love the design. They feel great. They are very comfortable. You can customize all of the physical buttons, what they do. Not all of them, right? There's a dedicated button for pairing mode. There's this roller back here to adjust the volume. It clicks as well. Nothing doesn't really sell the parts specifically for the ear cups or the headband, but I could already find them in AliExpress. And the fact that we can replace the headphone like cushion here, which is already great, thinking about longevity, because synthetic leather will degrade over time. Something that's not really a downside because it's a consequence of the design, but it's something to be aware of, is that the materials are pretty similar to the foam. So this part here is probably acrylic and this is aluminum, which means that if they eventually fall, the aluminum will get dented pretty easily, so be careful with that. You can even get like protective shells for the headphones as well. Linus Tech Tips didn't like the default EQ. I actually really like it.
I don't really know how to describe these other than just kind of mid.
But again, you can customize pretty much everything through their app. But I do have to side with Marques when talking about the case. So the case is pretty slim, so it's not that bad that the headphones don't fold. However, the zipper that they use for the case is pretty bad.
A small, annoying zipper that I'm confident will annoy everyone who uses it. Just watch other videos. I bet they also hate the zipper. Just a little thing.
Eventually I get it to work, but it's an annoyance, you know. But yeah, I think these are really solid. I know that Nothing recently released the Nothing Headphone A, which is kind of a more budget version, and people have been praising it a lot. So if they are within your budget, I do recommend them. But yeah, I think that's it for today. See you guys next time.